everyone, welcome back to my channel. So Lolita, I am Lola. I know I promised you guys a tutorial on the shirt, but I'm not feeling well. I did record half of it, but I guess it took a toll on my body trying to record and get the pattern going, you know, that it really has me all jacked up. Either that or my medicine isn't really working. But anyway, enough with the soppy or sad story or whatever. I'm gonna try and still do the tutorial with the same pattern, but it's just going to be a different shirt because I already started this one. If you give me a second, I'll show you. Yeah, I had cut everything out. Here's the back of the shirt. And as you see, I did like, you know, that stay stitching and whatever around the neck. So I had used this pattern, and I have the collar. So I am going to finish this shirt. It's just going to take me a little bit. And then for the next one, I'll try to film the tutorial with a lot less chit chat as well. Because I noticed in the video there was a lot of chit chat. So yeah, that's that. I did want to sew something even though I wasn't feeling too well. So, oh, you can't see it at that angle. I wound up sewing, hold on a second. There you go. Much better angle. So I wound up sewing a cover, which is a simple sew for my Cricut. But I didn't pay attention to the print, and it's a directional print. So even though it looks really cute there, it goes all the way around. So in the back side, it's like flipped upside down. But yeah, I figured if you guys want, I'll do, not a good angle. If you guys want, I'll do that tutorial. Let me see if I can put you like that. Sorry, I have like this little thing here. I'm trying so I could do it without my hands, but it just keeps moving. Hold on a second. I didn't pause. Okay. So hopefully you won't fall down. Well, my phone won't fall down. Let me open this drawer just in case, because it's one of these grandfather dressers, so it's tall. Okay, so if you want to do this, this will be a tutorial for either the Cricut or your sewing machine, whichever one you want to do. It's kind of the same concept. So all you have to do is measure your Cricut, the length of the Cricut. Mine is 22, and then you go from forward to back, and that measures 16, 22 and 16. Let me write that down. And then you want to do like the little squares for the side. I know some people just sew it up like the whole thing, but I don't know how to do it like that. So I just measure like how wide this is. So I'm going to go with 6 because it's at like 5 3/4. So it'll be 6 wide, and then you measure the tallness of the machine, and it will be 5. So when you create your square, it's going to be 6 by 5 plus the other 2 measurements that mine was, which was 22 by 16, and then my squares will be 6 by 5. Oh, it's going to be like the same thing with the sewing machine. If you choose to do that instead, you just go around like this, you measure, and from the bottom of the sewing machine to the knob, because the knob is the longest part, so you measure like that as well. That one, I think since it's not so wide, you're able to sew it up on the side and just make it like one cushion thing instead of, not cushion, one wrap thing instead of adding the block like I have here on mine. See? So, all right, let's go take our measurements down. I don't know if you noticed, but I got rid of that tall table that I had here, which in reality, it was just a dining room table, a 4-chair dining room table, but I only had the 2 chairs in here. So I got rid of that, and my honey got me this cute little sewing desk with the chair. We picked it up this weekend. It's like a antique or shabby chic, whatever they call that. So yeah, 1 second. So I want to measure, it was 22 long, but since I have it double folded, so I just have to do 11 long. So I just take my ruler and measure out at the 11 line. Wait, oh my goodness. No, that is so wrong. Don't listen to me. Okay. I want to do it from this angle. Okay, sorry. I had to get my mind together. All right. I need 22 long. And then going up, I need it to be 16, so it goes around the machine. But you do want to have a little bit of length to it. So let me open it up. Okay, and my ruler here is 23 inches long. So I just have to take out an inch, so I just bring it forward to the end right here. It'll be the cheapest. The cheapest. Wow, my mind really isn't working today. It would be the easiest way for me to do that. Then again, you can also leave it because you're gonna need I'll just leave a ½ inch for your seam allowance. So it depends how much seam allowance you want to leave. That's how much extra you give it. Me, I only need a little bit, so I'm not doing it a big old fancy way. So I'll just mark that real quick. Okay, and I forgot to tell you guys, I have this cutting mat here. I don't know if you've seen it in my other videos. So I just have to go up to 16 and come across like that. Okay, so my piece is all cut. And I did decide to leave this end because it doesn't matter since the print goes all the way to the other side. Now just take it and fold it in half. I'll throw it over my Cricut real quick just so I can make sure that it fits. Okay, so I threw it over real quick. See, it fits. Actually, I think it's a little bit long. So yeah, maybe I'll just take out an inch. I don't know. I must have measured something wrong. Oops, sorry. I must have measured something wrong that it came out just a little bit too long. So I'm just going to adjust that real quick because I don't want it to be too long. I'm going to take out about a thumb's worth, the way I show my mom how I measure. So about a thumb, I don't know, that might be 2 inches. Okay, and I'll get back to you. So the easiest way for me to cut it would be to fold it in half. That way I do both sides at once. And like I said, about a thumb's worth. And then I'll just place my ruler right there and I'll cut. Okay, so it's all cut. See, now it fits perfect. It's like flushed against one edge and flushed against the other edge. So I mean, in a way, it's always better to over measure a little bit because you can easily take off a little at a time. Just try not to do it so much like I did. So yeah, I mean, technically the rule of sewing is measure twice, cut once. But I'm trying to do this quickly. So yeah, I think it's going to look really cute. All right, let me show you how to do the the square pieces for the end. Okay, I was going to use my my square cutter thing. I don't know, I got it with one of the kids. But this one works just as well because it is 6 across. Sorry, it is 6 across, and then I just have to measure down to 5. And then I'll just do that. You can cut one piece at a time just to be certain, or if you want, you could fold the material in half and try to align it as best as possible, and cut them both at the same time to that measurement. Okay, so they're both cut out. I did one at a time. Now what you want to do is you take the center of your material. If you want, you can mark it. I'm just going to eyeball it. And then, or a simple way to mark it if you don't have any writing tool right now, you just fold it in half, and with your nail you just do a little mark like that. And then you do the same thing with your square. And then with both colorful sides, both right sides facing, you match the mark up and you pin it right there. Okay, so I just put 2 pins in mine. I don't know if you can see. One on each edge. And you could do the same thing to the other side. That way you have them both done at the same time. Okay, so now you take the fabric to your machine and you give it a straight stitch. I did want to tell you, let me just lay it flat on the floor. I think I lost the pin. Sorry, I know I said floor. I didn't mean floor. I don't know what's going on with my brain today. So when you sew, this is the way I do it. Nope, you still can't see me. All right, there you are. Okay, this is the way I do it. By no means, I'm not a professional. Like I mentioned previously, I am just starting out, so I want to teach those who are just starting out as well. The way I do it is I go from one edge, and I sew all the way to the other edge. Because I'll show you at the machine, once we get there, we want to stop because then we need to work with the material a little bit, and we need to turn it around like that. So, but I will show you that once I get to there. So go to your machine, straight stitch, okay? Okay, I hope that's a good angle. You would generally use the color that matches best with your material. Me, I already have black thread in there, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna sew it at 1/4 inch, and only because it's just gonna be placed on your Cricut machine or your sewing machine, so it's not gonna be constantly in use. It's just like a dust cover for it, so I don't need something very detailed oriented. You could do the French seam, which I don't know how to explain, but basically it just hides like the seam. You sew it one way and then you flip it and you sew it another. I did it one time for a dress, but I haven't done it since. Needless to say, I haven't worn the dress. Okay, so enough rambling on. Let me take out that pin. Just make petal. So you go forward a couple of stitches, then you go back stitch a couple just to reinforce it. And you sew all the way to... I guess I should have paused that. I'm sorry. Make sure you get all the way to the very edge, but no further. And back stitch. Okay, so remember, whatever seam allowance you use, I use like 1/4 inch, so you want to keep that same seam allowance all the way through. You don't want to switch it up. So now I just switch this over like this. Oh, I forgot. 1 second, I forgot a scissors. Okay, it might be better for you to work with if you take the long piece, not the little tiny piece, but the longer piece, and you just cut like a little tiny where the stitching is, like right around where that edge is. It just, for me, it helps. I don't know if that's the correct thing to do or not, but you just cut just a little piece, just so that way you could wiggle the fabric a little bit more. See, where's the camera? So now, oh, focus. No, it's too close. It doesn't want to focus. So now when, sorry, I have to move back. Now when you switch the fabric around, it doesn't like crease. It doesn't leave a big crease or anything. So, and remember, you want to do the same seam allowance that you left for this stitching, okay? And then you pin it in place and straight stitch. Once you get that one side done, you do the same thing to the other side. You cut a little snip, not too close to where you finish sewing, maybe a little bit more in. Just a little snip. Don't get to the thread. Make sure it doesn't reach the thread. And then you do the same thing. You flip it, try to straighten it as much as you can. You pin it and you straight stitch with the same seam allowance. Oh, it didn't pause. It's still not pausing. Okay, it's going to look a little bit like funky squared off, but once you flip it around and you press it, it's going to look perfect. So you do the same thing with the other side. A little tip, make sure you always have enough thread in your bobbin when you start your project, because if not, you're going to have to take time to thread your bobbin. I mean, unless you want to use a different color, it's up to you. It's not going to be visible, I don't think. Okay, I figured before we go any further, let's see how it looks. I have it on my machine. It's nice and snug, not so loose like the other one. So, yeah, this is what the corners look like. Of course, I haven't pressed it yet or anything. All right, let's start with the next step. Okay, so the next step, you have two choices. You could take it in about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Or if you want to do like double hem, you could do that as well. Or you could do bias binding all the way around. See, like I did in this one. I did bias binding all the way around, and I did bias binding here just so I could help it like stay propped up really cute. I only did it here on this one because it was a little too loose fitting. I don't think I'm gonna need it for this one because this one came out perfect. So see, second time, the more you do something, the better you get at it. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna share with y'all a little secret, okay? I know I bought the bias binding kit, but before I even got that, I want to show you my little secret. At one time, they had these for like 99 cents. I can't even remember where. So, yeah, they were like color-coded and stuff. And then I inherited some, like the older looking ones with the matching thread. Look how cute this is. Oh my goodness. But I don't know how it's going to hold up. Like, because it's kind of old. So I don't want to use it and then it's going to break. This one doesn't have a price on it, but yeah, it says 8 yards tan, and it has the cute little matching thread for it. How adorable is that? So yeah, so I think I'm going to use the thin pink bias binding to go all the way around. It's just easier for me. I don't understand why, but it is. Okay, so the way you attach bias binding, I'm going to use the thin one. They do have, sorry about my nails. They do have like thicker ones. I think this is a 1/4 inch. Let me measure it real quick. Yeah, there's a 1/4 inch wide. So you just pick somewhere like that's going to be in the back or not visible. But that's the way I do it. And you want to take, I don't know if you could tell how one side comes out just a little bit more than the other side. So you want to take the little bit longer side and put that to the back of, like if you're going to sew this way, so you want to have the part that's a little bit longer on the other side, so that way when you sew, you're sure not to miss it. Because if you're sewing it the other way, you're going to see the taller side, but you're not going to see the smaller side. And if you don't sew perfect like me, you're going to wind up missing some. So what I like to do is I start somewhere in the back where nobody is going to see. And I just take that one section and I pin that down. Oops. And then I know some people cut out the roll, they measure and they cut it, but I don't like doing that. I just like leaving it on the roll, and I just go all the way around with the sewing until you reach all the way back to where you start from. So you just set it up like here on the edge, or if you have like a drawer that pulls out. Mine's this drawer right here doesn't pull out because I think this used to be a sewing table before. At least that's what the lady told me. So if the sewing machine goes right here, you wouldn't have a drawer here. So I'm just gonna leave it here on the corner, and just make sure that you go all the way through. You line it up with your machine. Oh, I need to change my thread because then I'm going to see black. Okay, so now if you're not using a matching thread, you will see black over this. So let me go find a pink thread. In reality, you don't have to switch it. I think this one matches the best. You don't have to switch it, but because I cannot sew straight, I want to make sure that I try to get as close as I can to the color that is going to be showing. Because if not, yes, black thread will definitely show. Okay, so what you want to do is you line up your needle. Oh, I don't know if you can see. You line up your needle with, try to stay along the edge as much as you can. If you go even just a little in, like up to halfway, try not to go more than halfway in, because I don't know how that's going to react, but try to go as close to the edge as you can. You do have lines and stuff on your machine that can help. Sorry, you do have, let me see something. Okay, here's your needle. You want to try and line that up as close with the needle as you can. Now, I don't know if you could tell where the needle is. There's like little grooves there. That helps to show you where your needle is going to be going through. You also have a couple of lines here on the machine that also helps you. So with your hand, with your fingers, I mean, you sew a little bit and then you just add some more, and you could just use your fingers as a guide. Don't keep taking it in and out of the sewing area though. was recording this whole time. Okay, so see how now I need to adjust that in. Oh, it's hard to do it. So basically you just want to keep sandwiching the material. Use your fingers to line it up as close to the edge. You could feel it once you're doing it. And then you just sew some more. But okay, I can't keep doing that because I can't sew too good with two hands. Neither can I sew with one. Okay, so see when you get to where you had sewn, all you have to do is the same thing. You open it up and you sandwich the material, the fabric, in between both those pieces. I can't do it with one hand. And just try to go like with the way it's falling. It always usually kind of speaks to you, I guess. I don't know how else to say it, because if you go this way and you see the top up here, it's not going to align. Then it might look funny. So I don't know. Just follow the instinct of the fabric. You still with me, guys? Okay, so I just wanted to show you, like, the more you do, you have to, like, it starts, because I have the Cricut machine here, it starts to bunch up, so I just keep folding it down. So if you have something else that's in your way, just keep maneuvering the material as best as you can. Okay, if you come to an area where it doesn't line up, see how, I don't know if you could tell from there, it's a little bit lower here and a little bit higher here. You could just snip that little piece there. It's not going to interfere with it. Okay, I'm back at one of these corners again. I just wanted you to see. Oh, I don't know if you can tell from that angle how I folded it down. And it is going to feel a little bit rougher going through there, only because you have 4 layers of fabric that the needle is going through. Okay, so I wanted to show you this because I am almost reaching this end where I first started. I hope it's not blurry. Where I first started. So what I wanted to tell you is, you always, the way I do it is I measure it just a little bit after I cut there, because then you have to like fold it inside. I'll show you in a second, okay? So just remember, once you get here a little bit, well, get to like your corner right here before you even get too close, and then put it over so you can measure how far out to cut, and cut it, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, so here I am. I got as close as I could. Oh, I don't think I gave it enough room. All right. If you don't give it enough room, no worries. You're just gonna have to take another piece and cut it in. Well, let's get to that bridge when we get there. Right now you just take a small piece like this and fold it in. I hope I'm getting this. And then you put the material in there. Hold on. Is it recording? Yes. Okay, so you fold it. I don't know if you could tell. You fold it, and then you sandwich the material in there, and then you just sew it down. Before you sew anything, and before you cut it, if you want, cut it at a slight angle, so that way, I'll show you this end. See, like a slight angle. That way, when you fold it in, it's going to look like that. But then when you fold it over, you won't see the edges. Okay? All right, let me finish sewing this up. Okay, so when you get to the edge, you want to sew over it a little bit, and then backstitch some, so that way it reinforces it before you cut the thread. Now, this is how mine came out, because I was trying to show you how to do it. But see, I have no worries, because this is going in the back of the machine, so nobody is going to see it. Okay, guys, so this is what it looks like if it's nice and snug. I did forget to tell you, when you turn it over, you want to like with your fingers just squish out the like poke out the corners as best as you can, so that way it looks nice and crisp. You can iron it if you want. I'm not ironing it. That's just way beyond for me. So, but look, it fits like a glove. I'm so excited. Yes. Oh, I gotta poke that side out with my finger. So, I don't know what y'all think. All right, everyone. Tutorial is over. My goodness, 31 minutes. So, anyway, I hope you have fun. I hope you made this project. If you did, let me know. Put it in the comments. I think you could like if you can, post it on Instagram and then tag me in it. Sorry, I'm all teary again. If you do make it, tag me in it, whether if you make one for the Cricut or you make one for your sewing machine or any other item you want to make one for, just tag me in it. I'm on Instagram at SewLolita, SEW Lolita. So yeah, all right, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more newbie projects, then subscribe to my channel. If you could give me any pointers, I would appreciate that as well. Like I said, I'm starting out. And that's it. I guess I'm happy. I'm happy. All right, guys. Sew what you love what you sew, craft what you love, and love what you craft. I gotta say that now too. All right. Have a good remainder of the week. Bye.